Lesson: Overview of Global Privacy Regulations, GDPR, LGPD, and others. Global privacy regulations have become a cornerstone in protecting individual data rights across various jurisdictions. With the proliferation of digital information and the increasing frequency of data breaches, comprehensive frameworks such as the General Data Protection Regulation, California Consumer Privacy Act, and Brazil's Lei Geral de Proteção de Dados have been established to ensure robust data protection measures. These regulations, although region-specific, share core principles centered around transparency, accountability, and user rights, which serve as a template for other nations crafting their own privacy laws. GDPR, enacted by the European Union in 2018, is often hailed as the gold standard for data protection laws worldwide. It provides a thorough framework that emphasizes the rights of individuals, demanding that companies ensure transparency in how they collect, store, and use personal data. One of the GDPR's most significant impacts is its extraterritorial reach, which requires compliance from any company processing the data of EU citizens, regardless of the company's location. This regulation introduces the concept of privacy by design, mandating that companies incorporate data protection into the development of business processes for products and services. Actionable insights for compliance with GDPR include conducting data protection impact assessments for high-risk processing activities, appointing a data protection officer where necessary, and implementing data breach notification protocols within 72 hours of discovery. In contrast, the California Consumer Privacy Act, which took effect in 2020, represents the United States' most stringent state-level privacy legislation. The CCPA grants California residents new rights to access and delete personal information and to know whether their data is sold or shared. Businesses are required to provide a "Do Not Sell My Personal Information" link on their websites, allowing consumers to opt out of having their data sold. A practical framework for CCPA compliance involves data mapping to understand the data lifecycle within the organization, training employees on CCPA requirements, and revising privacy policies to reflect consumer rights under the CCPA. The LGPD, Brazil's data protection law that came into effect in 2020, is heavily influenced by the GDPR and aims to unify 40 different statutes governing personal data. The LGPD applies to any processing operation carried out in Brazil or for the purpose of offering goods or services to individuals in Brazil. It establishes 10 legal bases for data processing, emphasizing the necessity of obtaining consent and ensuring data subjects' rights. To comply with the LGPD, organizations should appoint a data protection officer, create data protection policies, and maintain records of processing activities. Implementing a robust consent management system is a practical tool for ensuring compliance, as it allows organizations to track, manage, and verify consent from data subjects. Other countries have also enacted privacy regulations inspired by these comprehensive laws, creating a global network of data protection standards. For instance, Canada's Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act governs how private sector organizations collect, use, and disclose personal information in the course of commercial business. Similarly, the Personal Data Protection Act in Singapore mandates organizations to obtain consent before collecting personal data and to provide individuals with access to their data. These regulations share common principles with GDPR, CCPA, and LGPD, emphasizing the importance of consent, transparency, and accountability. A practical challenge in navigating these global privacy regulations is the varying definitions and scopes of personal data, consent, and data subject rights. For example, while GDPR's definition of personal data is broad, encompassing any information related to an identified or identifiable person, CCPA focuses on data that identifies, relates to, describes, is capable of being associated with, or could reasonably be linked, directly or indirectly, with a particular consumer or household. Addressing these challenges requires a nuanced understanding of each regulation's requirements, which can be facilitated by using privacy management software. These tools can help organizations automate compliance processes, manage data subject requests efficiently, and monitor data flow across different jurisdictions. Case studies illustrate the critical importance of compliance with these regulations. For instance, the €50 million fine imposed on Google by the French Data Protection Authority in 2019 for GDPR violations underscores the regulation's stringent enforcement mechanisms. The fine was levied due to Google's lack of transparency and inadequate information provided to users about data processing purposes and retention periods. This case highlights the necessity for organizations to ensure that their privacy notices are clear, concise, and comprehensive, providing data subjects with all necessary information regarding their data rights. Similarly, the enforcement of the CCPA has seen significant settlements, such as the $5 million settlement by Sephora in 2022 for alleged violations, including failing to inform consumers about the sale of their personal information and not providing a "do not sell my personal information" link. This case underscores the importance of understanding and implementing consumer rights under the CCPA, particularly regarding data sales and opt-out mechanisms. To enhance proficiency in navigating global privacy regulations, professionals should adopt a proactive approach to compliance. This involves regularly reviewing and updating data protection policies, conducting audits to identify potential areas of non-compliance, and fostering a culture of privacy within the organization. Training programs and workshops can be instrumental in keeping employees informed about the evolving regulatory landscape and the organization's obligations under different privacy laws. In conclusion, global privacy regulations such as GDPR, CCPA, and LGPD provide a comprehensive framework for data protection, emphasizing the rights of individuals and the responsibilities of organizations in handling personal data. While each regulation has its unique features and requirements, they all share common principles of transparency, accountability, and user empowerment. By leveraging practical tools, frameworks, and real-world examples, professionals can effectively navigate these regulations, ensuring compliance and safeguarding individual data rights. As the regulatory landscape continues to evolve, staying informed and proactive will be crucial for organizations striving to maintain compliance and foster trust with their consumers.